So, everyone, good day. Our lesson is the different users of accounting information. So we need to identify and enumerate who are the users of accounting information. Sino ba yung gagamit ng mga information or ng mga financial statements that we are going to do? Sino ba yung magbabasa nito? Because of course, not everyone has a background in accounting. So there are tendencies that they do not understand yung financial statements lang or yung journals na ibibigay natin sa kanila. So we need to make adjustments since the third step or the third purpose of accounting is communication. We need to properly communicate to our users the accounting information that we are giving. So there are two broad categories of users of financial information. We have the internal and we have the external users. Again, we already know that internal users are those users that are within the organization. So sila yung mga nasa loob na ng organization. So within. Yung mga external users naman are those users that are outside the organization. So we need to identify who are they and what is their purpose of accounting information of the organization. So let's go first with the internal users. So internal users of accounting information are those individuals inside a company who organize and run the business. So they are the internal users. Sila yung mga nagaplano, naga-organize at nagpapatakbo ng organization or ng business. So these users are directly involved in managing and operating the business. So these include marketing managers, production supervisors, finance directors, company officers, and owners, and a lot more. So internal users are those users, again, that are inside the organization who basically are decision makers. Okay? Basically, yung gagamit ng ating mga accounting information are those that are in the position to make decisions. So internal users, the primary users of accounting information include the following. So sino yung mga internal users? So we have number one, the management. Okay? Okay, so basically the management needs to know the profitability, the financial standing, the cash flows, the ROI, the ROE of the organization. So information what is the information needed by the management? We have the income or earnings for the period, the sales, the available cash, the production cost. Ito yung mga common na kailangan na data or na information ni management. Bakit? Para saan nila gagamitin? Of course, they will be making their decisions. They are going to analyze the organization's performance and position and take appropriate measures to improve the company results. Sufficiency of cash to pay dividends to stockholders, and of course, the pricing decisions. So, they need to be aware, example sa sales, kailangan aware sila kung magkano yung benta ng organization for a certain period. So again, they need to be aware to that because they will be creating decisions or appropriate actions kung for example sales. So ano as yung production cost or ng expenses ng organization, kung aware si management, so anong gagawin para ma-reduce yung cost? Diba? Because in accounting, we know that it is, let's say, sales minus expenses is the profit. So yung kung mataas si expenses, probably bababa si profit and vice versa. So those are the data or the information needed by the management. Another internal users are the employees. Sir, ang ba mo sir decision making man lang. So nga kailangan na dapat ni empleyado mabalaan. So ano yung mga information needed by the employees? Of course, profit for the period, salaries paid for the employees. So bakit kailangan nila malaman yung mga information na to? Of course, they want to know their job security. Because nadadlaw, wala na sila obra, kaya nag-close ang business because nalugi. And of course, consider staying in the employment of the company or look for other employment opportunities. So this is the main reason why dapat aware din si employees sa financial standing ni company. Because kung hindi namin ang financial standing ni company, there is a big tendency na malugi siya. Kapag malugi ang business, of course, mawadaan po sila sa trabaho, sa job, sa employment. Mawala na sa employment, kag medyo may edad na sila, it will hardly be for them to look for another job. So that is why yung mga employees are also making sure na they are going to settle already to the company, which can stand for a long period of time na expected nila or dreaman nila hasta na siya retirement. And of course, the owners. Information need ni owner, profit or income for the period, the resources or assets of the business, and the liabilities of the business. Nga kailangan mabalaan ni siya ni owner for his or her or their decisions. Anong mga decisions? Considerations regarding additional investment, mag-e-expand ba si business, uutang ba para mag-support sa expansion, or kaya na mag-withstand or tumayo ni business on its own. So that is why si owner, particularly siya sa profit, sa available resources or sa asset, and of course sa liabilities ni business. So accounting information is presented to internal users usually in the form of management accounts, budgets, forecasts, and financial statements. So this information will support whatever decision of the internal user. So these are the common sources of accounting information. And basically, dito tayo makakatulong sa accounting information with the financial statements. Now, let's go now to the external users or yung mga users ng accounting information that are not in any way engaged doon sa negosyo natin. So can you think of different users that are not can you think of external users? Sige daw, Bet, for a minute. If you want, try nyo na muna siya. So external users are individuals and organizations outside the company who want financial information about the company. So these users are not directly involved in managing and operating the business. So obviously they are external. So the two most common types of external users are potential investors and creditors. Sila talaga yung major classifications na external users. So potential investors use accounting information to make decisions to buy shares of a company. Creditors such as suppliers and bankers use accounting information to evaluate the risk of granting credit or lending money. Also included as external users are government regulatory agencies such as Securities and Exchange Commission or SEC, Bureau of Internal Revenue BIR, Department of Labor and Employment, DOLE, Social Security System, SSS, and local government units. So the two major classifications are investors and creditors. When we say creditors, pwedeng suppliers or pwedeng financial institutions. Kasi may mga suppliers rin naman na hindi siya cash-to-cash basis. So, a lot of suppliers naman are on borrowings rin, nagpapautang ng kanilang products. And of course, the financial institutions. So, external users or secondary users of accounting information include the following. Again, it's creditors for determining the credit worthiness of an organization. So ito yung major focus ng creditors. Yung kaya ba ni business magbayad sa utang kung pautangon sila. So terms of credit are set by creditors according to the assessment of their customers' financial health. Creditors include suppliers as well as lenders of finance such as banks. And tax authorities or the BIR for determining the credibility of the tax returns filed on behalf of the company. So tax returns, basically, each company has to pay their taxes. And the tax collecting body for the Philippines is BIR or Bureau of Internal Revenue. And doon, doon nagbabayad ng tax. So si BIR, chine-check rin nila kung tama yung binabayad natin na tax, na binabayad na tax ng company. And of course, yung isa sa major classification is also the investors for analyzing the feasibility of investing in a company. Investors want to make sure they can earn a reasonable return on their investment before they commit any financial resources to a company. Siyempre, gusto rin ni investors safe yung investment niya. So, gusto niya mag-invest siya sa isang company na may future rin, na hindi basta-basta malulugi para secure rin yung investments niya. And of course, the customers for assessing the financial position of its suppliers, which is necessary for them to maintain a stable source of supply in the long term. So, basically, si customers deals with dito kasi when we say customers, it could be again producers or final users. So si producers, when we say final producers na customers, sila yung bibili ng product mo and yung product mo magiging raw material siya ng product nila. So in these customers, nag-i-entail siya talaga doon sa producers because the customers also want a stable source of supply. And regulatory authorities, yung SEC, DOLE, and etc. for ensuring that the company's disclosure of accounting information is in accordance with the rules and regulations set in order to protect the interests of the stakeholders who rely on such information in forming their decisions. So what kind of information do users need that can be answered by accounting? We have the possible answers of information provided by accounting. We have number 1, income or profit. Number 2, resources or assets. Number 3, liabilities or amount owned by the business, the taxes, and the salaries and other benefits paid to employees. And possible answers on the decisions of external users that are supported by accounting information for potential investors. Is it profitable for me to invest in this business? So ito yung mga tanong na gustong masagot ni user based sa accounting information. So sa bangko, kung pauutangin ba siya, kaya niya magbayad, gaano katagal niya, how fast can he pay the loan, and do they have financial sufficient resources to pay the loan? And then of course, suppliers, do I extend the credit based on do I extend credit to this company kung pautangin ko siya ng mga products ko? Sa BIR naman, nagbabayad ba siya ng tamang tax? And sa DOLE, are the employees being paid according to what the law states? Do they get the benefits required? So what is the summary of the differences between internal and external users? So internal users of accounting information are those who are involved in planning, organizing, and running the business. They need more detailed information on a timely basis in order to support their decisions. Examples of these internal users are managers, employees, and owners. And for the external users of accounting information are those individuals or organizations outside the company who are interested in its financial information. Examples are potential investors, suppliers, and government agencies. So those are the different users of accounting information. Thank you for listening, everyone.